How's it going? Um, wait, where's my thing? I had like a water flavor thing. I'm looking for this. This one is a well, grape. Just wanted to get on a little earlier than I normally do. You know, um, because I actually wanted to learn some stuff today. Or it's, I mean, I guess it's considered learning, but basically my what my goal is for today is I want to take like some of the patterns and stuff that I like from XO, from the drone program XO by XLN, the people who make RC20. I want to take some of the patterns that are there and then just like recreate them in FL Studio. I don't know if there's like a way that like I'm pretty sure that there's a way that you can do that with the MIDI, or like you can export the MIDI from XO, I believe, but I want to like track out individually and like save those as individual patterns, because I know that there's a way to like make it so that each stuff in the sampler. Yeah, FL Studio. What up, Destructo? How you doing, man? It's 12:48 p.m. I wanted to get on earlier, like around 8 to 10 a.m. Yo, what up, DMG? How you doing, man? Let me see. Let me see. How do I do this? Is this it? Okay, okay. Oh my god, I gotta fix the chat on here because the chat there, it should be a little bit. And I kind of want to, let me see if I can mess with this. Okay, that's it right there. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Just walked into the house and then my shit started playing. You're like, why is this guy on my TV? I'm trying to figure out how to make the chat stand out a little better. I'm probably gonna have to like figure it out later on. If you open to it, I got some great tips that'll help you out with your drums out there. I'm pretty proficient FL. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, for sure, dude. I'm definitely open to it. Um, well, whatever. I'll figure out the chat. It's because I don't like that there's like no contrast and stuff. I literally was plugging my cell phone to the charger, and your notification came up, and I was like, perfect timing. Lol, dude. Also, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, I cut my hair, man. I cut my hair a little bit like smaller than normal. Not smaller, shorter. My hair got small. It just shrunk, you know? Okay, let me load up FL Studio. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna probably buy some like water flavoring things later. sometime in the week. So I just put grape flavor, but I'm also gonna combine it with the, oh, you can't really see it. Yeah, man, especially because like the front and the top, like I was wanting to grow out, but then I was like, it's too much maintenance, you know? Yeah, it actually, I think that's true, man. That was like about a year ago, you know? Dang, man. Can't see the same. My hair is always the same length. It doesn't grow anymore. Hey, man, some people look good with that, you know? I don't think I would look good with that because my head is very lumpy and it's like, it's a weird shape, you know? Like I got that little thing in the back. At least I think it's getting smaller. I don't know if that's good. Like that little hump. You can definitely tell if I like get a fade for sure. So I'm gonna put some lemonade along with the grape flavor. You know what I'm saying? And then I have some because like I didn't have any like of my actual like reusable water bottles ready. I put them into the freezer right before I started. So maybe I kind of plan on doing like this stream like a long stream, you know? And I kind of want to start doing this normally. Basically, what I'm going to start doing is learning concepts and just figuring stuff out on stream and just getting like used to it, you know? I'd say 2 hot dogs for breakfast. It was literally just the bun, tomato, onion, mayonnaise, and then the like Farmer John like hot dog sausage thing. I'm pretty excited today, man. Um, so I I know this is gonna sound like a little bit concerning, but it's not. I mean, maybe it is, right? I am like I'm not bald, but for some reason my hair won't grow longer than 1 centimeter. I have like a fully short cut of hair that just never grows after I turn. Oh dang, 35. Is that the year? I just turned 35, so that means that like this is it. It's gonna stay like this. It's almost breakfast here too in about an hour or so. God, man. I was actually thinking. I was like, did this guy just probably wake up? Well, what's it called? I was gonna say. I decided that okay, so I'm on like some medication, right? I'm on um 2 things for anxiety slash blood pressure, and I'm on this one medication for depression, right? Were you at Destructo? For me, it was around 39. My hair started thinning. Damn, it sucks, man. Um, and the depression one, it's supposed to like help you focus a little bit, and with the depression and stuff. But I started realizing that what it mainly was doing, this depression medication, was making me feel really sleepy and like tired. And what I decided to do was I decided to just not take it anymore after like about a year and a half, or I don't even know how long it was. Maybe it was like more because I think it's been since 2020. Damn, dude, that's like almost 3 years. 2 to 3 years. I don't remember when specifically, but basically, um, it just really messed me up when in terms of like having energy and like the will to do stuff. Like it does help me. It's like, hey, you're no longer depressed, but now you can't do anything and you're asleep all the time. Which is like the same thing as if I wasn't taking the medication, except I feel a little bit better. You know, I'm like, if I'm gonna like take that, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So that's why I actually woke up a little bit earlier than normal today. Arizona right now. Been here for a little over a year, I believe. My dad had some medical issues, so I moved here temporarily. Yeah, I remember that. I'm excited because on Wednesday I'm gonna go to it's what's it called? I'm gonna go to like a therapy mental health place facility. Um and I guess they're gonna see if I'm a good fit for their place. It's hotter than Arizona. Texas is pretty bad. California is where I'm currently, and it's hot out here too. But yeah, California's. It hasn't been like hot, like extremely hot lately, but it's just been consistently higher, which is actually apparently lower than other places right now. You gotta look out for those scorpions in Arizona. Damn. Right now it's 76. I'm like near Long Beach area kind of thing, you know? Rattlesnakes. What about cactus? Any like cactus sneaking up on you when you're walking around and doing stuff? I did hear that like there's certain cactuses. I don't know what state it's in, but like I saw a video where like this guy was all like, "Yeah, these cactuses they're unusually dry and like messed up, so they can like fall down." Let me see. Okay, you guys can hear that hopefully. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load EXO. If I'm not mistaken, aren't you like in Long Beach, so you're closer to the water, so the temperature's a little cooler over there? I'm in the desert in the valley. Dang. Yep. Yeah, I'm in like near Long Beach. I'm basically like this is probably gonna dox me and stuff, but I'm like, well, whatever. I'm like 20 minutes away from the beach. I'm 20 minutes away from LA. I'm 20 minutes away from Orange County. I'm 20 minutes away from like around Santa Monica, like on a not so bad traffic day, you know? So I'm like right at the epicenter of everything pretty much, like at the edge of Long Beach and some Orange County areas and shit, which is like pretty cool because yeah, like everything is like equally distant in time and distance for me. I'm like 20 minutes away from Pasadena. Like you can just like go anywhere from here, you know? It's not so bad. All right, so here's what I'm planning on doing, right? Since you're in FL Studio, you might want to open up an Edison on the master channel and then check what picture drums are in on Edison. Okay, master channel. Let me type in Edison is how do I spell that? Sample. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing, dude. I have no idea what you said. I'm gonna go turn on my computer so I can hear you better. I'm attached to my cell, which is attached to the power cord, so I can't move around. All right, cool. Let me see. I feel like so bad because I'm like such an idiot when it comes to FL Studio. Okay, so I'm gonna let me refresh this. Apparently, this needs some refreshing for some reason. Okay, so while that's doing that, if you click on that, open in. If you mean like okay, so this is what I think like you mean, right? So edit in audio editor. Are you talking about this is Edison, right? I know that this is Edison. Edison Master. Okay, so it looks like it's in there, right? No? It says Edison Master. Does that mean that it's in the master channel? Another way to access Edison is if you just click on the sample that you have is a one shot. Yep. Up and right click and open the knitter. Okay, so I did that. So, yeah, I have a handicap workflow. So like I can't go over 500 megabyte. Oh, Jesus. A processor power on my computer, so I never use any plugins other than the stock FL. Wow. That is crazy, dude. So just use Edison and the EQ number 2. It gets mostly everything accomplished. That's actually really cool, dude. That is ridiculous. Because, like, you make, well, I guess it makes sense the way you do things. Because, like, your stuff is, like, really good. It's complex, but it's simple. It's complex in terms of, like, how you work with percussion and drums and everything. And it just feels like it it sounds like it's very clean and distinct and you can hear everything, but there's like a lot going on, but there's a lot of simplicity to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that audio editor option. That's it. Okay. Oh my God. I'm like scared. I'm just like, what in tarnation is going on? That's actually pretty cool that it like, if you're clicking on here, it obviously extends the tail. And if you're clicking over here, it like, chops the like the beginning, which is cool. All right, let me lower this a little bit just so I can have this at a place that I normally am going to be like using it. If you go to your option that says detect pitch, it'll be like the second window next to the tool. Okay. If you go to your option that says detect pitch, it'll be like the second window next to in the tool. I think I saw something that you go here, detect pitch regions. Is that F2? Is that really it? Is that F2? Huh. Oh, then I heard that like you highlight the entire sample so it doesn't fractionalize the function. I heard that like, yeah, when it does this, right? You go here and then you tell it, okay, well, this is F. FL so nice with the amount of options it gives you to create the same functions over and over. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that like you can do a lot of different things in different options and stuff. Like there's like a bunch of ways to do the same thing, which I like. I like redundancy because then you don't have to dive out of a menu and go into a completely separate area to do something because there will probably be something that you want to do in multiple parts of the screen. You know what I'm saying? If you right click the sample in the editor, it'll give you an option for something called A, and you can adjust the volume with that and also the parameters of both left and right. File. Oh, snap. So maybe this is what you were talking about. Tools. Let me see. Oh, snap. Jesus, there's like so much you can do here. This is crazy to me because like regions, detect pitch regions. Okay, that makes sense. So that is crazy, dude. Yeah, F2. Okay, so it's F2. Um, cause like okay, I'm used to Cakewalk, but I know like Cakewalk comparing Cakewalk to FL is like comparing like a fax machine from like the 80s and 90s to a printer that is like a modern printer that's wireless. It's like, okay, it'll get similar stuff done and you can probably do the same stuff, but it's just Cakewalk is so antiquated and stuff, and I'm just not used to all this stuff. Yeah, so it's an F2, so if you right click, it will say like at the bottom, will offer an option to change that pitch. And it will also offer pitch and time search in the same place in that option. Is it in regions? Assigned to, nope. Maybe edit, tools, time stretch, pitch shift. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with it being in F and stuff because I'm like, well, that's the least affected, least processed ones, and then it'll go to whatever, you know. So I don't want to mess with the pitch of this just yet, but then I know that there's a way that you can tell it root note C5. Root node G5. Okay. Root node is F2. Okay, so okay, no. I'll do F5 because I don't want to get confused. But the way I'm showing you, all the editor will allow you to pitch it and have it say what it means on the piano roll. Oh my god, that's so... This is crazy to me, man. This is so crazy. Okay, so wait, what were you saying? You go here, tools, regions, or no, it was in tools. Time stretch, pitch shift. Is there like a, can you hear it while it's happening? Or no? Oh, preview, okay. Format, preservation, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna accept that. And wait, pitch course. Okay. So this is semitones, and that's probably fine. Is like the sense. I'm assuming. Going to be in the tools option. Yeah, this is the one that I found in the tools option. Let's see, fine. Okay, yep, yeah, these are the sense. Okay. Okay. So, wait, where's XO? Okay. Oh, it's over here. I forgot. I forgot that like FL does like this thing where it like minimizes the like window and there's like a toolbar that's just floating there instead of like minimizing it like down here or something, you know. There's a line at the top of the option. If you slide it down, it will tell how many semitones you went down, and if you go up, it'll say the reverse. Let me see. You want to pitch it and see so that when you use it on the piano roll, it's actually giving you what it says. I don't know. I'm a stiffler for that, but I like to have my music be accurate when I transpose, as well as if I want to make media information, I want the pitch to be correct. So that's why I prefer samples in one key so that they can be used like an instrument. Well, I mean, isn't that what I did right here? I told it. Well, I didn't tell it because like I don't want to tell it. I mean, it says it's an F2. So that means I would have to tell it that F is right here, and you just do that, and then it's like, okay, this is an F2 now, right? So then, like, it's assigned as if like, yeah, this is F2 now. To play the natural note that it comes in as the sample, you just press F2. You can always bring it right back to F after you've pitched it and see, and it'll sound the same since it's just one tone. The complicated one shots of the ones with 3 tones. Oh my god, that's a lot. I don't understand what's going on with that, dude. I'm just gonna stick with putting it in F right here so that it's in an F place. And then I guess right there is a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then another C. Where is it? Okay, so here's my plan. What I wanted to do was this. I wanted to, like this right here. This is this pattern, right? And then basically just recreate that in this. If you use a one shot that's a synthesizer kick, it gives you more flexibility with the pitching. Oh, that makes sense because it's got like more tonality than an actual percussive kick that would be recorded one kind of thing. Pitching actual sounds are kind of limited to about 2 or 3 octaves. Yeah, then it gets all like weird and stretched and or artifacty and stuff. Okay, so this is an F. Okay, let me go to the kick. So I guess this drum pattern is technically 8 bars. Bottom of the screen is the button called preview, and you can press it. Bottom of the screen. Right here? Oh. Oh, that's undo. Oh god. Is that it right here? I mean, I know this one is the preview, but I don't know if there's a preview in here. Before you process it. Oh, fade out, that's the declicking thing I hear people talk about when they're cutting samples and stuff and they're chopping things up so that it doesn't you know, make that noise and clicks. let me see. Well, I think with this one, the pattern that I want to make is pretty simple. Let me adjust this. Oh my god, this microphone is so weird, man. Okay. Okay, good. I made it so that all the windows. Or is it detached? Okay, I want them all to be detached. So whatever I press will be in the foreground whenever I press it. Whenever I, focus in on there. I wish there was like, I think like I do have it set up that way, but it just doesn't, it forgets that it's detached. You know? It has a declick option, and it also has like a smoothing option, which you could also create it to manually by just putting in the fade in. Oh yeah, that's cool. I think that it lets you do that in the playlist and stuff like that right now, right? Like that was a big deal that people were like, oh look, you just do it from here, I'm gonna report a tutorial video on pitching and then post it on my channel. Cool. Nice. Yeah, that would be really dope, dude. Let me see. Okay, so I have this. So here's the kick. And I'm literally just gonna copy it so that I just have the patterns down. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna change the pitch back to a different octave of F, just because otherwise it's gonna sound weird to me. And I don't want to do like, I want to be able to use it from this F5. Okay. Our entity. What up, man? You're Zane, right? Are you Zane? What kind of beat are you making? I'm not sure. I'm just literally recreating drum patterns and beats just so that I can get used to the FL Studio playlist and that pattern like thing, the grid and stuff like that, because I've had FL Studio for probably about like maybe, I don't know, it's going to be 2 years now coming up in January or February. I don't remember when, but I got it like on some kind of sale thing. But I never learned anything off of it, dude. Like I can barely like do anything in it, right? I kind of like did get some of the stuff arranged to how I want it to be, but I'm pretty sure that this looks like really like weird and like not how it's supposed to. Wait, oh my god. How do I detach it? Because I want this to be on top. And I also want it to go into my window, my monitor. So I'm gonna start just building a beat off of this, and then put some chords down and stuff like that. But the main part of it, I want to hear a drum pattern. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to do right now, man. Wait, how do I do this? How do I detach it? Because it's annoying me that it's like not there. Because I want to. Okay, detached. There it is. Okay. All right. So here's what my like how I'm doing it, right? So I guess I can like learn from it. I don't know if this is the best way, but I'm literally just taking the patterns that I know that I like from EXO, like this one and like other ones, and I'm going to recreate them in the channel rack. That's what my goal is to start off, and then from then like make variations on stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export the MIDI as individual files. Like here's the kick pattern, here's the ghost kick, here's the snare, the ghost snare, the hi-hat and whatever, the closed hat, the open hat, and then just like name it something so that I can just like have all these patterns set up so that I can just drag and drop them however I want, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like you on FL Studio with Cakewalk, but FL Studio I've learned a lot on in the last 20 years. You know what's funny, dude? Like, so I started learning Cakewalk like when I was like in like probably 10th, 11th grade. I bootlegged whatever version of Sonar or Cakewalk was like the latest version at the time. And I think it's been about maybe 15 to 20 years since that, right? So, but it's crazy. It's like I haven't been super on it like the entire time. If I would have been super on it, I would have been like super crazy by now. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see. So the kick is there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it's right here at the end of the second. And then right there. So this is how the kick goes. Okay, and then I think it goes just A, B, A, B. Now let's look at B. Okay, so then the B starts on this one. Again with that one. Then it goes to this one. And then it goes like that. Okay. I guess it's at 100 BPM. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we have the kick down, the regular kick. Now let's put the snare down. This is just, to me, I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, this is like so slow. But I'm like, I literally have to go at this pace because I don't know anything, man. So then the B goes into there and there. Okay, so it's just like what up, Creaxon? Yeah, dude, I'm learning by just recreating drum patterns that I like on here. Okay, so now let's work on the hi-hat. Closed hat. It's literally just like once every other, it looks like. Oh, wait, nope. It starts off different. Okay. So closed hat. I know that you can do something like this and then be like, fill every 2 steps, which it looks like it kind of does. Every 2 steps on the second part, but the first part, it goes like this. Okay, so the first one. Okay, so that's it then. Okay, and then the open hat is, okay, I get it. The open hat is there. I'm gonna change the sounds and stuff, but I just wanted to get the basic structure of it down, you know? So we've done it, man. I did it. Okay, wait, what is that weird noise though? Like, okay, so that's like what gives the most like swing and like the beat, like the essence. Okay. So that sounds like it's like a bell. Like the bell of like a fucking, you know, hi-hat or something. So let's see. Nope, not a cowbell. E-dub. Yo, what up, E-dub? Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good too, Creax, and hope you're doing good too, Art Entity. Doing well, rewiring some gear while I hear champ. All right, let's see. This is so like it's so scary to me just because like I was thinking about this, dude. I ran into this with guitar the other day too. Like, okay, so like when you get to a point, right? You're like, I'm good. I'm like at a decent level right now, right? But then you get to a point where you start learning the stuff that you never learned because you were too scared. And then you start learning like the actual hard shit and you're like, oh man, like you feel useless. You feel like, damn, I don't know anything because I don't know this super advanced technique, right? And I'm just like, I swear every time we meet up, you always wiring something. Yeah, dude, Destructo's always up on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh snap, dude! Just tipped 888. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. That's crazy, dude. Thank you. You don't know how much I freaking appreciate that for real, dude. Yeah. I, don't buy analog gear. Um, yeah. So I was saying, going back to learning how to play guitar, right? Oh Jesus, there's like some big ass truck that just drove by with a massive sub. You probably couldn't hear that, but Jesus, that thing shook the entire house, man. Hopefully it wasn't like an earthquake and I just think it's like a sub outside, right? But anyway, yeah, what I'm trying to learn right now on guitar is sweep picking. I'm gonna stick to digital perhaps when I get older. Yeah. Gear is like a so when you look at gear, right? It starts turning into like it's like when people get into what's it called? What's it called? Vinyl and stuff like that, right? You just go forever into that deep hole, dude. Yo, what up, Carbon? How you doing, man? I'm doing good, except I'm like nervous about like learning something new, dude. Um, so here's what I'm currently let's step away from the FL. Here's what I'm currently learning how to play on guitar, and it's it's making me feel so bad about like my playing because I've realized like this new technique that I'm learning is incredibly hard. It's probably the hardest thing that I've ever tried to learn. And I'm pretty sure if I keep progressing the way I'm progressing, it'll be like 2 months and I'll barely start to like get like 10% of the way there. Cause it's so freaking hard, dude. Watch. It's literally like making me realize that I'm so bad. Sweep picking, right?
What's up? I've gotten millions of requests for a sweep picking lesson, and I'm going to do iOS and click on the link down below and sign up today.
Let's replay it. Okay.
Out clearly. So with that, let us move on to these sweep picking examples.
It's so freaking crazy, dude. Like it looks and sounds easy right there, right? But if you look at this, the picking hand, you have to be very precise. And then just listen to this, man. That's not even the fastest. Like, this is how it's supposed to sound like when you fully get it, dude. Now, that's not even the fastest. Stuff like this. Like this is what I'm currently like working on. Light speed? Oh my god. So yeah, that basically is what makes people sound like this. Let me move my head. What's it called? Yeah, dude. Freaking Destructo reaction, dude. What's it called? Yeah, this is like the thing is you have to go incredibly slow. You have to, because if you don't go incredibly slow at first, it's going to ruin like your technique and it's gonna just sound so bad, right? Too easy. Oh my god. But yeah, so it's one of the hardest things because like not only okay, so this thing does three crazy things. It like your fingers have to go down and up, but you can't pick. You just have to glide the pick across the strings, and which means that you have to get the timing right here, and your fingers have to be exactly when you hit it at the right like part over here, and you have to remember a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of patterns, which means that you have to go into a lot of theory. Like if you want to do it correctly, you have to learn about degrees of the scale, and you basically have to know where you're playing. I'm gonna teach you. That's hilarious, dude. Like, which is like something that I've always like not ignored on purpose, but it's always been too hard for me. Like I've never been able to catch on with like music theory just because of how my learning style is. But the thing is, now that I'm like starting to do a bunch of stuff to like better my mental health and things like that, I'm like, nah, do it again. This guy, dude, you're gonna make me cry, Destructo. And be like, it's not good enough, man. Come back when you better. But I was saying, like, you have to perfect so many things in this, and it makes it like the exact opposite of how I play. I usually just kind of like just play whatever, right? Like whatever sounds good. And even though I know what key I'm in generally, sometimes I'm just like I have no idea what part of the scale I'm in, what pattern I'm doing, whatever, right? Because I just go based off feeling and emotion. But when it comes to this, you can use feeling and emotion, but you have to master the technique and the theory first. So, like, yeah, what I was saying is, because Slash taught him back in the day. Dang, dude. Nice. He taught before I was born. No, see, what he did is, this is going to be stupid, right? The way he taught you, he just whispered into your dad's balls. Like, he just whispered the techniques. Slash was just down there, just at your dad's crotch, just whispering the guitar techniques. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like tickling them, just like going like this on them. So you felt the patterns and stuff. Like through the balls, you felt it. I was saying. I was saying, yeah, with this, you have to like learn a lot about like theory and stuff like that. Hey man, that's the only way you could have learned it before you were born. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like those people they do the stuff where they put like the headphones on their stomach like while the baby's inside of them to like listen to like Mozart or whatever. They're like, oh, they like this kind of music to like stimulate their brain or whatever, right? Yeah, that's hilarious, man. But yeah, with me getting like better into like my mental health and realizing what I need to do to learn things, and I really hope that like they get me on this one medication that I'm like it helped me in the past. Um I want to be able to like just learn theory and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What up, Sasuke? She just came in right after the dumbest shit was said, man. Oh my god. Hope you're doing good. How are you? Oh, the reason why I was like, you know what, I should actually get good at like sweep picking because that was like always like my biggest hurdle to like get over, and I never got to it. Like it was just like super hard. I saw this one guy playing, and I was like, I want to be able to do that one day. Let me see. Oh, I think like it's called like arpeggios at the speed of light. Like this one dude is like so crazy, dude. Oh, Steve Vai, yeah, Steve Vai is ridiculous, dude. Here's wait, where's the video? I want to look up. It's Don't Speak, because I was like, wow, I wanted to look up covers of people doing Don't Speak by No Doubt, but this guy just does a thing where he like Tim Henson. Yeah, they're really good too. I just like how he does the thing where he just, you know, he's doing the voice with it, you know? He gets like super into it down here. Yeah, yeah, it's a No Doubt cover. Have a good night, Creaction, dude. I always forget it's like the opposite time, you know? So yeah, like watching this guy, and I was like, well, this guy speaks Spanish. I speak Spanish. Why don't I just learn it, right? Creating. Yep. Yeah, this dude is ridiculous, man. And like he plays a lot of stuff, you know, where it's like just like a known song, but he does the voice of it too, you know? He does that What's that one Aerosmith song? Sing for the Moment or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called? Well, I'm gonna look up Aerosmith. Maybe that's how it'll find it. Okay, there it is. Dream On. Okay, that's what it's called. Sing for the Moment. I think that's the Eminem version. When he gets crazy into it, dude. God, man. But anyway, yeah, like I also this makes me think of something that I heard recently where they said that like before, right, when like this shit was like kind of starting out where like people were like, wow, this guy's really good at guitar, like in the 60s or the 70s, right? Or the 50s. You had less people that were like at that level. So obviously it was easy for people to like stand out if they were like really good and amazing and shit, right? But because of like how knowledge is like easily available now and people can learn things like in their home, they don't have to go and get like a tutor, stuff like that, like online, or you can have like somebody tutor you through the internet, right? um they're like there's a lot of amazing guitarists out there right now, but it's just like they're kind of like all like in a sea of amazing guitarists. Like there's more good guitarists now than there was back then, but it's just that you don't know any of them and none of them kind of like stand out to the point where you're like, holy shit, like they're like really pushing the boundaries unless they like go way beyond everybody's expectation, which is, the whole thing about Jim Henson and then what's it called? That yeah, the Japanese guy. God, like so ridiculous, dude. Here's a video that I really like though. There's the like I let me try to find it. Let me try to find it. See if I can find it. It's a guy who analyzed how like the play style and like what makes Santana's and Jimi Hendrix styles so specific. Let me see. I'm gonna. I'm gonna try and find it. No, that's not the one. It's similar to this guy. This guy's a good video too. This guy's a good guitarist. And he does a lot of like good analyzations and stuff. Maybe it's like it's on my phone. Oh, maybe it's this one.
Calling Jimi Hendrix a guitar legend would...
No, it's not this one. Santana was on shrooms. This on some Guitar Hero status. Yeah, that guy is crazy, dude. Or Acid. Boy was high as hell. Yeah. Where is it?
I'd like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring.
And he talks about like a bunch of stuff that I never realized, but then I was like, oh, this is why like I play the way I play, which is like crazy because like I always thought that like I was like not that good compared to like a lot of other people. And it's like sloppy, you know? Let me see. There's like so many videos that people have done on it, but there's like a specific one. Oh, maybe he talks about something similar to, yeah, why Jimmy wouldn't be famous today, which is the same thing that I was talking about. Like, he wouldn't because he would just be blending into the sea of like endless guitarists, you know?
Over the weekend, I had this video interview
Let's watch this
that I did
while I
with
look for it on my
Jeff
phone.
Berlin, famous bassist, back in May of 2017. And something he said just came back to me because it was really profound. So I went and hunted down that spot in the video. And this is what he said.
Musicians owned the music industry in the 70s. And we did. Just because if you could play, you're a star. Today, that doesn't count, really, for the most part. Today's industry barely, it seems to me, pays attention to the great players. I mean, I'm utterly and absolutely convinced that if Jimi Hendrix came along today, no one would notice him.
What he's saying is that players are not valued like they were in the 70s. And this isn't an old man yells at clouds. This is a trying to put things in historical perspective. For myself, I make these videos really to try and sort things out in my mind. So I started thinking of all the players that became famous in the 70s. Let me just list a few people that were players that people knew. Your average person knew. Jocko, Stanley Clarke, Lenny White, Billy Cobham, Joe Zawinul that played in Weather Report, Wayne Shorter from Weather Report, Steve Gadd, Vinnie Colaiuta, Bernard Purdie, who I just interviewed. Talk about the session players, Larry Carlton, Robin Ford, that played on millions of records, right? Carlos Santana, Jeff Porcaro from Toto, Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays. Incredibly famous. In the mid-70s they came up. Then you have people like Al Di Meola, John McLaughlin, Paco de Lucia. They sold millions of records. Maynard Ferguson, Chuck Mangione, #1 songs. These people were famous in the 70s. Skunk Baxter, who played in Steely Dan and played in the Doobie Brothers. Jay Graydon, who was not only played the solo in the song Peg, but was a famous producer and songwriter in the 70s. George Benson, Alan Holdsworth, Steve Lukather, Jan Hammer, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Keith Jarrett, Steve Howe, Rick Wakeman, right? These guys were famous from their groups. Tony Banks from Genesis. Famous as players. Keith Emerson, Jerry Garcia, Tony Rice, Billy Gibbons, Jeff Beck. These guys were stars. Frank Zappa, Eddie Van Halen, Richie Blackmore, David Gilmour, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Leo Kottke, Bonnie Raitt, Stevie Ray Vaughan. You start getting into the 80s. You had Ry Cooder, you had Vince Gill. Still in the 70s, Chet Atkins, Roy Clark, Jerry Reed, Tommy Emmanuel, John Scofield in the late 70s. Then your 80s players that were famous, Steve Vai, Yngwie, Paul Gilbert, Billy Sheehan, Eric Johnson, Joe Satriani, Randy Rhoads. These people were stars. Stars. I'm going to play this again, what Jeff Berlin said. I mean, this just rings in my head.
Musicians owned the music industry in the 70s. And we did. Just because if you could play, you're a star. Today, that doesn't count, really, for the most part.
Today, that doesn't count. If you think of the players that are the stars today, a lot of these people are friends of mine, like Tosin Abasi or Tim Henson. They're stars. Mateus Asado, stars. But they're not stars like Eddie Van Halen was. They're not David Gilmour. They're not Pat Metheny. They were stars. Al Di Meola was a star. They played massive venues in front of thousands of people. They made records Friday night in San Francisco that sold millions of records. It's insane when you think about it. They were stars. They owned the music business. Larry Carlton, everybody knew who Larry Carlton was. When they heard the Kid Charlemagne solo, the Don't Take Me Alive solo, they knew these guitar solos that were on these Steely Dan records. They knew the Michael Jackson Beat It solo, Eddie Van Halen's, right? These were just common things. People were brought in because they were famous musicians. Eddie Van Halen was in Van Halen, but he was also a famous musician, and his virtuosity was respected and revered. Think about it. They used to have solo spots in concerts. I mean, everybody in Van Halen had their own solo spot. This was common in the 80s. Everyone from every big band had a solo spot to give the lead singer a break during the concert. This was just commonplace. Musicianship was revered. Great musicianship was revered. His thing he said about Jimi Hendrix wouldn't even be known today. I believe it. I really do. What are the things that about today that make it different? I've made these videos, the Old Man Yells at Clouds videos, but they're videos to help clarify in my why things are
Take care, man.
the way they are, and if there's any way that I can help change it. And one of the things I thought about was that how common people taking lessons were. It was very common for all types of people to take lessons, take piano lessons, take lessons on the guitar, take drum lessons, bass lessons, take lessons on the saxophone, the trumpet, the trombone, the oboe. It didn't matter whether you played sports and you were the star quarterback. People in my high school that were the star quarterbacks, the star basketball players, they played in the concert band and the wind ensemble too. They did, because many of these people that were great in sports were also great in music. This was just a common thing. People could read music growing up. We didn't have tablature, because you go look at a piece of music. Oh, I know how that goes. And you could just play it. Even if you just had a few years of lessons, you could play things. Because of these lessons and people being engaged and going over to their friend's house and listening to music and being engaged in things, the importance when Eddie Van Halen came out and I heard Van Halen 1, not just me, we all were like, wow. When we heard The Police, and we heard Andy Summers' parts and Sting's bass lines and Stuart Copeland's incredible drum parts, we said, wow. Not only were the songs great, but the musicianship was amazing. Toto, when we heard those things, like we heard Rosanna, we were like, wow, man, everybody can play. Look at that guitar solo. It's incredible. 2 guitar solos in there. Peter.
Yeah, so basically I think it just seems like it's like talking about, like, you know, how the underlying thing is, I think that because the barrier of entry is getting way lower year by year, in order to create music, you don't really need a lot. You basically just sometimes just need a phone, and that's it, right? If you have a phone, you can get an app, you can get, like, you know, GarageBand, or you can get like FL Studio, and you can just make music. And the microphones that are on cell phones are actually really, really freaking good nowadays, dude. So you could make an entire track out of your phone randomly anywhere in the world and then upload it like within a couple of minutes, and then just literally it blows up, right? And then it gets viral. I think it's because of the lower barrier of entry. You can get asbestos. You can download the asbestos app to, you know, keep your settlement checks coming in. Anyway, the barrier for entry is so low that you don't have to have this 5 to 10 year incubation period of you becoming a virtuoso at whatever you're doing in order to make it, which means that a lot of the times the simple stuff is what gets done. You know what I'm saying? Asbestos app goes hard, dude. W asbestos, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying as best as I can, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, because it's like a lot of the times, like if you look at like the top hits of any year, the ones that are like the most listened to are the simple ones, the ones that are like very repetitive, the ones that have the most choruses, repetitions, you know what I'm saying? So all this stuff is like, and also there's this thing that I don't like in musicianship where you get this kind of elitism, like the way of thinking. A lot of those people that, you know, he's mentioned and stuff, not all of them, but a lot of them, they have this fucking weird mentality of like, in order to be a good musician, like a good musician, you have to go through all this. You have to have the analog gear. You have to have the recording studio, because ain't nothing better than recording in an actual studio in Los Angeles, because you get to feed off of the energy of like the legends that inspired this album and blah, blah, blah. You get a lot of that stuff, and that's cool for like creating stuff if you're already at that level, but it does a lot of gatekeeping, because then it's like, especially like, even if their intention is not to do that, like if your intention is not to gatekeep, the fans of like, you know, whoever you're listening to will see that as like, well, yeah, then I guess this is what we have to do. And if you don't do this, because like I've been on a lot of forums and stuff and like, you know, message boards and things like that, and they just like laugh at people who are like, oh, I made this with like a chord pack, or I made this with like a sample, or I made this with, you know, this thing, right? Like, because they're like, well, you didn't create it yourself, then that means that you're a piece of shit and you didn't actually, like, what's so hard about taking a sample and then like pitching it up a little bit and then adding words to it? It's like, okay, yeah, I get it, right? But in the end, they did it, and nobody else in the world combined those ingredients exactly in that order and that process to make it. Like the fact that it's like easier to do doesn't mean that it takes any of like the creativity away from it, and it doesn't like mean that you're less of a musician. If anything, it just means that like you can create things and you are good at arranging things and you're good at recognizing things and like putting them together carefully, which is like just basically what musicians are doing, like these classically trained musicians, you know what I'm saying? And I hate like the gatekeeping that happens, which is why I stopped playing guitar for so long. That's one of the reasons, is that I've just always felt like guitarists, there's a difference between somebody who's like specifically a guitarist and a musician, you know, like in anything, right? There's a difference between somebody who's like thinking about the whole project versus just, I want to get my shit like, you know, liked by a bunch of people and I want to be known as the guitarist. Whereas somebody who's a musician's like, I don't care, I just want to make the music and I want this shit to be good and I want people to listen to it because it's good music. You know what I'm saying? I can catch the Holy Music Ghost anywhere. Hell yeah, dude. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, dude. It's like, you don't have to, like, you can if you want to, and there's nothing wrong with it if you have that background, right? Of like, oh, well, I played piano and then I played cello or whatever for 15 years because my parents made me perform, or I was just drawn to the instruments and I just became a drummer for like 10 years and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that's fine if you do that, dude. But not everybody has the accessibility and like the resources available to them to just do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Which, this is going to be a big ass tangent, but I also, that's one of the reasons why I hate classical music in certain situations, because a lot of the times classical music throughout history, and this is me not doing any research, but from noticing things, right? A lot of the times when it comes to classical music, you need expensive ass fucking things like a violin. Like if you get a shitty one, minimum $700. If you get like a really messed up one, if you get a good one, 2 to 3K, right? For some people, that's just not an option. That's never going to be an option when they're growing up, because like, what's their family going to do? Yeah, we're starving and we need like rent and we need like bills paid or whatever. We need like, you know, car insurance or all this shit so that we don't get tickets, so that we don't not have a place to live. But I'm just gonna buy this like $2,000 instrument for my kid who has potentially a dream, right? And a lot of the things is that a lot of the composers and shit, they're just all like old ass white people because they had the accessibility to just get that shit, you know? And a lot of the times, yeah, there are famous like black composers, and there's famous like, you know, and like the time when it was like, you know, 300, 400, 500 years ago, right? I've heard of like some of them, right? But the thing that I don't like is that it also has this thing where they make it seem like classical music has some correlation with intelligence, where if you don't like classical music, you're fucking dumb. You're a dumb piece of shit because you can't articulate your musical taste and shit like that, or because, you know, you're not sophisticated enough because blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't like any of that shit, dude, because that's so fucking elitist, man. And I hate shit like that, dude. I hate when people take something and they make it like seem like they're better because of it, or that it has any worth on you as a person. Like, it really doesn't, dude. You're just somebody who like spent a bunch of time because you had the access to it, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I fucking hate when people make it seem like, oh, like I listen to like a bunch of classical music when I'm relaxing, and I'm like, yeah, that's good for you if you're doing that shit, whatever, right? What up, viral? Plants like classical music too. Like, I don't hate the classical music, I just hate the elitist mindset and the like, I'm looking at you down like from my nose or whatever the fuck that saying is, because I'm better than you and all this shit. I hate that the elitism that is like the mentality of just judging a bunch of people because they were fucking poor and they couldn't afford this shit, you know? Uppity plants. These fucking plants, dude. They listening to this goddamn classical music. The Noive. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the beat making on FL Studio. So we've made our first like drum pattern. And I know that there's a way that you can do this. Wait, did it do it? Oh, okay. I guess you don't drag it, you just paste it. Okay. There's like, oh, there's a way that you can make it so that it's like, you can like take each individual track from that, you know what I'm saying? It could be a good because they get people high. Yep. I think DMG probably fell asleep already in the interim. I mean, he was at work, wasn't he? I mean, if he fell asleep, then cool, I guess. Let me see. Oh, it's making the beats. He's like waiting for me. Patiently, he's like, when is he gonna get back to the beat making? He's just going off on tangents. Let me see. There's a thing. How do you FL Studio? Yeah, he's at work. Okay. FL Studio MIDI separate samples or something. I don't know. There's like a way to do it. This isn't what I mean. Not the sample. Okay, so separate instrument. There's like a way that you can do it, right? How to split MIDI input? No. There's a way. I don't know how to do it, or I don't know how to explain it, so it's hard to find something for it, you know? Where is it? FL Studio, separate MIDI, drums. Okay, maybe that's how I'll do it. FL Studio. Split drums in FL Studio. Okay. Amateur. No, I want to split them. Am I an amateur? I want to split them. Getting ready to pick up a little Tussin from school. Cool, man.
Hey, what up, y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the hardest worker in the room, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can split and arrange your drums in FL Studio.
Okay, thank you.
We want to shout out BeatStars, the #1 producer, and you're be able to connect on marketing, make you up with your first month on BeatStars, realizing that this is how most of you people are kind of doing your drums. I'm going to show you guys how I was able to do it, because one of the major conflicts that I had was going from Reason to FL and then being able to try to emulate or mimic or doing your drums. So I'm going to show you at different times. So I'm going to make this a unique pattern, and then I'm going to go in here, aid with my hi-hat. Oh no, that's the splash. No, not that, where it was. And boom. All right, so now I have that one part right there that has the, and it can be pretty complicated and confusing. What you can do is over here, you're going to click on, make sure that your pattern is selected, right click it, and then hit split by channel.
That's what it is. Split by channel. Okay. Where do you click on that?
It's selected, right click it, and then hit.
Okay. Split by channel. Okay. Yo, what up, Perk? Dude, maybe like if you were... I could have like asked you about this, but I don't know how to word it. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. Split by channel. How do I... Why does it look so weird, man? Pattern. Split by channel. Kick. How do I do it though? Oh god, maybe I should have like kept watching the video. Oh, there it is. Snare. Kick, snare, closed hi-hat, open hi-hat. That's what I wanted. Jesus, this is, look how awesome this is, man. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to split by channel, and I didn't know that that's what it was named. But now I can make patterns and shit, dude. Oh my god. This is amazing. How come it's not in here now? Oh, so I split it by channel and it just makes it okay. Well, I mean, that's okay, I guess. I've just been busy studying autonomy and physiology stuff. Nice. Working on going back to nursing school. Gotta make more money and get off the damn ambulance. Kinda sucks. I will have to put music on the side for a bit, but mostly I'll be working with BAM and doing our thing, but it'll be worth it in the long run. That's cool, man. Dog punting not your thing anymore. Did you dog punt? What the fuck? Yeah, I kind of like it lately. I've been thinking I should probably just put music on like the side and just do a little bit of shit in the background but like move out, get like a decent job, and just like once like I have a bunch of shit under control, then I'll be able to like do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because and all this stuff was like kind of, it's because of like me taking care of my mental health. Because right now it's fucked, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm not giving up music. I'm just like, I need to focus on other stuff that will make it so that I can do music in the future without like basically having it be like my, oh, well, if this thing pops off, then it's going to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So we have the first pattern down. That's cool. Let me name it. And actually, let me change the sound effects for this shit, man. Hello, Houstonian. Gotta have my faculties in order. Yeah. Nope. Now I want to punt babies up the ER beds. Oh my god, dude. Finally, we're getting decent temperatures around here. Oh yeah, Texas, man. Okay, let me try. I don't know if this is good sound selection, but I think I'm gonna get a live open hi-hat. Okay. Jesus, 110? That's too hot, man. Okay. Can I export this MIDI? Wait, what? Okay. Sorry, I got really confused because I was like, damn. It's so weird that like yeah, okay. I forgot. Okay, so there's a go to the open one. So there's an open hat right at the beginning on the 3. Okay, let's see. Okay, that I like that. I like that. Is it wrong that I heard a voice loop with this beat saying wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? Is it Jason Derulo? That's a Jason Derulo, right? Alright, I'll figure out how to export the MIDI in a little bit. Let's just get some like MIDI chords on here. I want to change also the clothes hats. Let's see. Well, maybe there is a different one, but the one that it's like, you know what to do with that big fat butt. Is that the one?
Hey, yo, Jason. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Say something to her.
Where does it start?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
That part. Oh my god. Yo, what up, Bam? How you doing, man? Okay, so we have that. Now let's get some chords. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so new pattern, I guess. How do I do a new pattern? Does anybody know how to add a new pattern? Oh, okay, there it is. New pattern. Yes. Chords. Okay. Reach out to my dude who does my artwork for the Terra Enigma logo, but no response. Damn. Yeah, handle your stuff, Viral. most of my MIDI loops I get from Cymatics, or there's like a bunch of like random MIDI chord packs that I have. Let me see if I can find one of them. One of them just a bunch of like chord progressions. There's like the famous one that's like, here's the alternative to unison kind of thing. There's also Jason Derulo. I get my MIDI packs from Jason Derulo. Just kidding. Let me see if I can find him. I forgot what his name was. It's like some dude on YouTube. I'll have to find it. It's not even a famous person either. It's like some random guy who's like, here's like 20,000 chord progressions. Yeah, I'll find it later, man. But most of these, like the ones that have like some kind of like melodic element, are from Cymatics. Like, I don't really care about like their samples and stuff or their drum kits. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. You can get like drum kits from anybody, right? But the MIDI that they have is usually pretty good chord progressions, and I'll just like take the melody out and then just put my own stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's like and they always give a bunch of random free stuff, so I'll just take whatever they have, you know. Let me see. I think that's it for now. That's mainly what I wanted to get done. But in order to do a lot of stuff, I'm going to have to look at like some courses. And I can't like watch the courses while I'm on, because they're not free. Like the ones that I want to watch. So I will probably stop it here for now, and I'll probably stream later on today again. For another 2 hours. Later on, once I'm done like doing the rest of the stuff that I need to do today. So yeah, thanks for everybody who showed up. Thanks for everybody who was chilling here. I love y'all. Peace.